back at Dr. Now's for my second appointment to see if I made it to my weight loss goal. And I think I have a good chance at it today. At the last appointment, I was 607 pounds.
They came for weight loss, but stayed for the chaos. From explosive blowouts to tear-filled face-offs with Dr. Now, my 600-pound life has seen it all. These aren't just arguments. They're raw, emotional wars waged in living rooms, clinics, and car rides. Get ready, because these are the most intense clashes that shook the show to its core. This is Nathan's story. At 35 years old, he's in constant pain, and the worst part is the large, open sore on the back of his leg. Every morning hits him like a wave of misery. He has no idea what his current weight is, but he knows it's killing him slowly. He's trapped in a body that won't cooperate. Could this be his wake-up call? Let's find out how his journey begins.
Because my weight pushes the air out of my body. So I started sleeping in my chair, but I hate that because it means that I can't sleep by my wife Amber anymore. She's usually gone by the time I get up. She's a school teacher and so am I. I teach theater, but I've been on medical leave for a while now because of how hard it is for me to get around at the size I'm at.
Imagine hurting just from sitting still. That's Nathan's life. Each morning is a painful battle the moment his eyes open. His health has declined so badly that he's been on medical leave from work, and there's no improvement in sight. His only real movement comes from walking his dogs, which is exhausting for him. It's like his body is constantly screaming, reminding him that something has to change, and fast.
Sometimes I don't get as clean as I want to. Sometimes my wife has to help me, but when she's gone, I try to do it on my own.
Some of the things that I do, Nathan specifically asked that it not be mentioned, because I do things that not even a wife should have to do.
Nathan's lymphedema has gotten so severe that fluid now seeps from his leg regularly. After every shower, he has to carefully dry the wound to prevent infection, and even then, it's risky. The sight of it is stomach-turning. It's not just gross, it's heartbreaking. No one deserves to live in that kind of pain, stuck in a cycle that only seems to be getting worse with time.
There isn't a moment where I'm not craving something to eat. No matter what I'm facing, food will make it better. Food is my relief and my comfort, and it's what I constantly want. Food is the only thing in the world that doesn't talk back unless it gives you acid reflux.
We're finally seeing what keeps Nathan going, and sadly, it's food. Even though he hates his life and where he's ended up, eating gives him a brief escape. When he eats, the pain fades for a moment, and life feels tolerable again. Food is his only joy, but that kind of comfort comes at a steep price. Now we're left wondering, how did food become such a powerful emotional crutch in the first place?
But the downside of that, basically that led to me putting on weight. I didn't realize it at first, but in junior high when I was 13, that's when the bullying really started because of my weight, because I got up to over 250 pounds by then.
Nathan's story with food began long before adulthood. In his family, food was the answer to everything, even a headache. From early on, he started gaining weight and quickly became a target for bullies at school. Day after day, food became his only safe space, his only comfort. It helped him cope when nothing else could. But that relationship grew toxic, and the very thing that once soothed him is now slowly destroying him.
He is an amazing theater director. He is an amazing teacher.
And having similar backgrounds with food was something I saw as a positive back then. And that was one of the things that I was attracted to, was the idea that he would be a partner.
This part is tough. Nathan once tried to have weight loss surgery, but the doctors couldn't complete it, and he gave up. Since then, things spiraled. Thankfully, he has an incredibly supportive wife who stands by him. But there's a catch. She's a foodie too, and together, they overindulge. It's dangerous. Love is powerful, but when paired with bad habits, it becomes part of the problem. And Nathan's struggle is now shared by them both.
Now I'm at the point where I'm 600 pounds and I have a huge lymphedema mass on my legs that pretty much keeps me stuck in my chair all day, every day. I wanted to be a good father to our kids just as much as I wanted to be a good husband to Amber.
The tension at home is rising. Nathan's wife is no longer supportive of his choices. She's disgusted by how he eats and disappointed that he stopped trying after the failed surgery. Their relationship is suffering, and it's starting to affect the kids too. Nathan feels the distance growing. If he doesn't make a change soon, he could lose more than just his health. Maybe it's finally time to see Dr. Now before it's too late.
Yes, an intimate relationship, not like a sexual relationship, because Nathan and I have never.
Hey, look, they have croissants too.
Huh? That's not what it's about. Just like being able to spend quality time with each other where it doesn't involve care.
You can tell she is not happy about the whole situation. She misses being able to do things she enjoys with Nathan. All she does now is eat with him and take care of him, and that has put a strain on their relationship. She is scared that she might turn out just like Nathan in a couple of years. She's already 400 pounds, and she blames it on the fact that Nathan just does not want to make any effort to get better.
Nathan has struggled with his weight since I've known him.
Even early on, I saw how he ate, and I remember.
They had just moved down here, and he got up and made breakfast one morning for himself. He made macaroni and cheese and a can of peas for breakfast, and I'm like going.
About time this happened. Nathan's wife was able to get her mom to convince him that he needs to take the bold step into getting better. Nathan's wife's mom has been able to convince him, and now they are heading down to Houston to see Dr. Now. Let's just hope that Nathan's condition is not so bad that the doc won't be able to treat him. This is going to be one long-ass ride. Hopefully, Nathan's body is able to handle the long drive.
So he either does this and hit his goal to show me what I need to see from him, or weight loss surgery won't be enough because it will ultimately fail if he isn't willing to do at least his part.
Looks like the ball is now in Nathan's court. He made it to the hospital and his body seemed to be in good condition after having such a stressful trip. He weighs 607 pounds and that's on the high side. The doc gives him some instructions and a couple of exercises that he wants him to do. Most importantly, Dr. Now wants him to lose 60 pounds in the next 2 months before he can be approved for weight loss surgery. Let's see if Nathan is up to the task.
About 1/8 of a mile. No, go to the stop sign. I'm good. It hurts.
I try to walk every day for like 20 to 30 minutes. The changes have been pretty easy for me because I just got to a point where I chose life.
Now that is very impressive to see, if I'm being honest. Since Nathan left the hospital, he has been very focused and committed to losing weight. He talks and walks with his wife, and she seems to be very excited that Nathan is finally doing what needs to be done in order for him to lose weight and get approved for weight loss surgery. But could all the work he has put in so far be enough for him to get weight loss surgery?
At the last appointment, I was 607 pounds, and Dr. Now told me to lose at least 60 pounds in 2 months. So that means I need to be under 547 pounds today.
Wow. Now this is what a comeback looks like. Nathan shows up to his second appointment, and the goal was 60 pounds. Not only did he meet it, he crushed it with a 72-pound weight loss. That smile on his face says it all. He's proud, motivated, and finally believing in himself again. Sometimes all it takes is the right push. And now, it's time to hear what Dr. Now thinks of this amazing progress.
You both are working to get healthy together so that both of you are in the same situation with the eating habit and able to manage it together. So, is that something you're interested in?
Yes.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Nathan gets the green light. Dr. Now officially approves him for weight loss surgery. After years of pain, disappointment, and one failed attempt, Nathan's dedication is finally paying off. He and his wife are overjoyed. The surgery he once gave up on is now within reach. This is what real progress looks like. Earned, emotional, and absolutely well-deserved. What a powerful turning point in his journey.
So this surgery will help keep Nathan on track while we work to address the underlying issue, dynamic behind all this unhealthy eating. But I think he's going to do very well. I'm a little bit more concerned about Amber because she already had the weight loss surgery.
This is Gary's story. He's 32, but his weight has taken away his independence. If his caregiver doesn't clean him properly, he might go unwashed for days. He dreams of something as simple as hopping in the shower, but that's a fantasy now. He doesn't even know how much he weighs. The truth is brutal, but one question remains. Is there still hope for Gary? Let's find out how his journey begins.
It's difficult, especially when you got a lazy caregiver. I feel fabulous about my current caregiver. I'm talking about other people. If that person doesn't thoroughly clean me, then we have a problem.
Gary finally has a caregiver who gives him proper attention. In the past, caregivers rushed through everything, leaving his body in terrible condition. They skipped routines, didn't take time, and it left Gary suffering. But now, things are different. His new caregiver takes the process seriously, sticking to the routine and giving Gary the care he desperately needs. It's the first sign of progress, and something Gary is truly grateful to finally have.
My mom comes over to cook breakfast for me. That's when everything turns around.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Mommy.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
There's a painful irony in Gary's home. His mom is deeply worried about his weight, yet she's the one cooking his meals. After his caregiver leaves, she steps in, and Gary eats everything she brings. There are no limits. no filters. She fears that if this continues, Gary will never leave his bed again. And honestly, with his size now, that terrifying possibility feels closer than ever. This cycle needs to break before it's too late.
Talking when they thought I wasn't home about how bad I was doing with my weight. It made me cry. That's when I first remember eating purely for comfort. And that was when the demons inside me were unleashed.
Gary's struggle started early. His mom always made sure he was well fed, maybe too well. One day he overheard his siblings mocking his weight. It crushed him. That was the moment food became his emotional shield. In high school, things got worse. His insecurity spiraled out of control. He stopped seeing his body with love and turned to food for comfort. From that point on, eating wasn't about hunger. It was about hiding the hurt.
In a matter of weeks, I was hanging with celebrities and living large. Around this time, my cousin introduced me to crystal meth. So I tried it. I did it for 2 days in a row. And even though I wasn't planning on doing it again after that, I just did it every day after that.
Things took a darker turn. Gary dropped out of school and chased a dream in music. For a while, it worked. He landed gigs, met big names. But then addiction crept in. Drugs and binge eating became his escape. He lost everything: record deals, respect, momentum. His life unraveled fast. The weight piled on, the drugs consumed him, and all that promise disappeared. What's left now is a man buried under trauma and regret.
When I saw him bedbound for the first time, couldn't get out the bed, couldn't go to the bathroom, I was hurt, because I've been working with Gary for years, helping him with these type of situations, and I was very upset.
The situation is critical. Gary couldn't make it to the clinic, so Dr. Now met him over video call. After hearing everything, the doctor is alarmed. At over 700 pounds, Gary is at serious risk. The first step? Working with physiotherapists to regain some mobility and try to lower his weight into the 600s. It's not going to be easy, but if Gary wants a shot at life again, the work starts now.
And I'm going to arrange PT to come start working with you 3 times a week. And you need to work hard with your physical therapy to get yourself out of that bed. And pick up your strength. Ultimately, we're going to need to get you to a local clinic and check your current weight.
Looks like Gary has his work cut out for him. He couldn't make it to see the doc, so he hopped on a video call. The doc understands that Gary is in a very serious situation. He wants Gary to work with physiotherapists who are going to help him with exercises that are going to get him out of bed. Gary is over 700 pounds, and Dr. Now wants to see if he can get Gary to the lower 600s. Is that possible? Let's see. This looks like a good first sign. Dr. Now was able to get a physiotherapist down to Gary's house to see if she could help him walk. The physiotherapist came and she was able to get Gary to stand for at least 45 seconds, and that was very good for Gary because he has never been able to stand up for that long since he became immobile. Gary was so excited that he was able to stand up for that long. All he has to do is keep up with the exercises.
What changes are you going to make? Tell me so I can write them down and make sure that I know what you're going to do.
Well, I have to do more than my physical therapy visits, but they tell me if I stand every day, then I will improve so much better.
Well, the doc is not wrong. There's no magic in the book. The real magic is when Gary starts to put in the effort. Apparently, Gary started to slack off on his exercises, and he has still not been able to get out of bed. Dr. Now called him to have a follow-up session, and as you can see, he is not happy about Gary's progress. He scolds Gary and tells him that if he really wants to get better, he needs to start putting more effort into his exercises.
This is the first time I had a change of scenery in a while. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. But at least I'm in good hands. And I'm hoping Dr. Now let me come down to Houston. That's all I really care about right now.
It's good to say that Gary really wants to get better. This is the first time he would be stepping out of his house in a really long time. He shifted his appointment with the doc because he feels like he needs more time to get to his goal, and Dr. Now might not want to hear that. Now, he is about to head down to a nearby hospital so he can have his weight checked and see how much progress he has made.
So at this point, everything is up to you.
It is. And I'm gonna do what I have to do. From now on, I'm gonna be a lot more strict with myself, and I'm gonna meet my goals. I believe I can do it.
And just like that, Gary misses the mark again. His weight remains stuck over 700 pounds. During a call with Dr. Now, he shares his progress, but it's clear the doctor isn't impressed. Gary insists he's sticking to the diet, but admits it's been tough. Dr. Now doesn't buy excuses easily. Still, he offers Gary another shot, one more chance. It's time to show real change, or risk losing everything.
Try to get your foot inside the walker. There you go.
I'm working harder than ever before this past month, especially with PT, and making progress with my ability to walk.
Now this is what we love to see. For the first time in a long while, Gary stands up and moves around with real effort and purpose. It's a breakthrough moment. His determination is starting to shine through, and you can feel it. He's finally ready to fight for his future. His goal remains the same, to meet Dr. Now in person. If he keeps this up, that dream might just become reality.
Well, if you work hard and lose enough weight that you can come to Houston without medical transport, then we'll work with you. Other than that, I wish you the best, but I want to remind you that you don't have very much time.
This is Karen's story. At 42, her body has reached its limit. She's losing her ability to walk day by day, and her weight is spiraling out of control. Insomnia keeps her awake at night, leaving her terrified that each day could be her last. She's physically and mentally drained, but somewhere deep down, she wants to fight. The question now is, can she reclaim her life? Let's see how her story begins.
Some days I can't get all the way up the steps, and then I have to do my plan B, which is taking a sponge bath using a basin in my room. Doesn't get the job done as well as a shower does.
It's easy to see why Karen is so frustrated. She longs for change, but feels completely stuck. Bathing is a daily challenge. She has to climb 16 stairs just to reach the bathroom, and by the time she gets there, she's already exhausted. Most days, her daughter has to help her shower. Karen hates needing help for something so personal, but at this point, she doesn't have much of a choice anymore.
Like suddenly I feel like I can't breathe or my chest is tight. The fact that I'm winded just walking from my bedroom to the bathroom is not good. I'm supposed to take medicine for anxiety, but I haven't been to an appointment in a while, so no medications right now.
Karen's health is under serious threat. On top of her weight struggles, she has lymphedema, which makes it impossible to properly clean herself. Add asthma to the mix, and even a few steps leave her breathless. But what's most alarming? She isn't keeping up with her medications and misses nearly every doctor's appointment. Her body is screaming for help, but she's slipping further away from the support she so desperately needs.
When I look back between my childhood and now, I do see for the first time I used food as a security blanket. There was at an age where I was given an assignment, I didn't understand it, and the person who was in charge of helping me with my homework, they beat me like really bad.
The irony cuts deep. Karen's job is helping others feel whole, but she can't do the same for herself. After battling depression, she was admitted to a mental health facility. She eventually got better and became a certified counselor to help others heal. She truly loves her job. But the weight, it's a dark shadow over everything. She worries it might stop her from continuing the very work that gives her life meaning.
Suffering really badly with depression and really bad with this sadness that I felt was like so overwhelming. And then the more weight came on, the less I felt worthy, and that's how it was for a while.
It's beautiful how much she loves her children. Karen once feared becoming a single mother. She got pregnant with a man who seemed sweet until he left her 7 months into the pregnancy. She was terrified and alone, but those twins turned out to be her greatest gift. They're her light, her motivation, and the reason she keeps going. No matter what happens, she knows she has something worth fighting for every single day.
And one of the first people that I met was this man who was much older than me. He was 27 years older than me, but he was really nice. And he asked me out to lunch, and he was kind and he was nice, and that was just something I wasn't used to. Then I ended up getting pregnant, and he was excited.
I'm glad she feels that way. Kids are supposed to be a blessing. Karen got into a relationship with a guy she met, and he seemed to be really sweet to her at the time. She found out she was pregnant, and 7 months into the pregnancy, the man she thought loved her walked out of their relationship. She was so scared because she never wanted to be a single mother. But now, her twins are the best thing to ever happen to her because they mean everything to her.
A better state, less anxious, but I never saw a problem with her weight.
You went to the store with Ryan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you stay in the car or did you go in?
No, I stayed in the car. Ryan asked, but I already knew. That drive there was nerve-wracking. There was no way I was going to be able to go in.
That's always a good first step. Karen finally understands that her weight has gotten out of hand and she needs to do something about it as soon as possible. One of her fears is that she might not be alive much longer to take care of her children. She does not want them to grow up not having a mother or having to feel the way she felt when she was a child. Well, it seems like she has found the motivation she needs to get help.
So you're going to have to figure out what's wrong with every aspect of these three issues and work on those and make the changes that you need to turn the situation around.
Okay.
Well, the doc could not have said it any better. Seems like Karen has a lot of work to do if she hopes to get better with her weight and health. She was scared and skeptical of leaving her house to go down to Houston, so she decided to hop on a call with Dr. Now and speak to him about her issues and how she feels. The doc wants her to check her weight first and start her sessions with a therapist before she heads down to Houston.
That's as much for your dog as you. That dog deserves a walk around the block. Even if it's a short goal, just to the end of the street and back. Don't retreat when your anxiety jacks up, because we're going to test you a little bit. I'm super optimistic for you.
Thank you.
I can't be the only one who thought that was a beautiful session with the therapist. Apparently, Karen has always had an issue with stepping out of her house. She always feels like people will look at her and judge her for being so fat. The doc signed her up for some therapy sessions, and so far, she seems to be doing really well. The therapist even told her to take her dog for a walk, and she agreed to do that. That's pretty good if you ask me.
I'm sorry, Bismo, I can't. Bismo, come on, honey. Come on, baby. I'm so sorry. I can't do this. Come on. When I first tried to go out, it was overwhelming and I couldn't do it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to go and do it. Come on, boy. Come on, let's go. It just was not a good experience, so it was hard. I came back pretty quick. Oh.
This is definitely going to be harder than I thought. The therapist encouraged Karen to go out and walk her dog. Karen promised that she would do it, and to be honest, she did seem like she was ready to do it. She picked up her dog and stepped outside, but in less than a minute she was back in the house. Looks like the fear of being outside is still a big issue for Karen, and if she can't take walks, it's going to be hard for her to lose weight.
Going to a new place and trying to figure out, how many people there, and just having to navigate that, and just thinking about it just makes me just nervous and anxious, and I'm hoping by doing this will kind of calm my anxious, so by tomorrow I'll be okay.
That's kind of the sad truth. There is nothing logical about anxiety. It just comes and messes you up. Karen told her daughter about what happened and how she was not able to step outside and take her dog for a walk. Her daughter then suggested that they take a drive through town with the hopes that it would calm her mom down and she would try to take a walk again. Karen agreed to the drive, but it seems like everywhere is new to her. I guess that's what happens when you stay locked in the house for a long period of time.
Do you understand if you want weight loss surgery, you're going to have to move down to Houston?
I do, and I'm going to get to a point where I can do that because I am committed to turning my life around.
Dr. Now isn't ready to give up on Karen. She called in to update him, but her progress was underwhelming. She admitted she hasn't been going out and needs more time to work through her anxiety. Understanding the situation, Dr. Now decides to send someone to her home to check her vitals. He wants to see if there's still a medical window for weight loss surgery, or if time is starting to run out.
I'm about to undergo. So what I need to see from you is that stay on track and show me that you can lose at least 50 pounds over the next 2 months.
There's a glimmer of hope. Dr. Now's team checks Karen's vitals, and surprisingly, she's lost 40 pounds since their first conversation. That's a win. Encouraged by the progress, Dr. Now sets a new challenge: lose another 50 pounds in the next 2 months. If she can do it, she'll finally be cleared to come to Houston and possibly qualify for surgery. It's a big step, but one that could change everything for Karen.
Ready to go find out either. I'm definitely not trying to give up here, but I'm just scared to go into a new place. I'm just not ready yet.
The doctor for my mother, I wouldn't say freaked out, but she definitely was a bit shaky, anxious, nervous. It felt off. I'm not used to seeing her act like that.
This part is heartbreaking. Karen takes a big step by going to a local hospital with her daughter, but things go terribly wrong. The doctor she meets acts strangely upon seeing her, making Karen feel humiliated and unsafe. The incident shakes her confidence, and now she's more terrified than ever to be in public. Even her daughter is upset. It's a major setback. Let's see how she handles her next appointment after this emotional blow.
I appreciate that, but thank you. I have my own therapist I'm going to continue to work with.
Okay, well, I hope you do. And if you do start making better progress and you're able to go out and overcome your agoraphobia, give me a call, okay?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Now. Bye.